hip-hop in a lot of ways has personified the brokenness.
Oh, absolutely.
When you have people who are naming themselves savage and all their raps about them acting like savages,
right.
literally using the language of your oppressors in your brand name.
And who you are. Branding
This is who I am.
Branding yourself as a savage.
You can't take me anywhere. I'll shoot up any place.
Right.
This is who they think you are.
Right. This is who they've always portrayed you to be.
And you're owning it.
Right.
No wonder that the biggest consumer of hip hop is in the black community is between the ages of like 11 and 25 to 30. And that also corresponds with the greatest, the sort of where you find these issues of contention. Right. When dudes was like jumping at folks for no reason, we were typically in that age group where you had a staring contest that turned into something violent or a basketball game that turned into something violent. We were typically in that age. I'm not blaming it on the music, but the music is projecting what we're already struggling with. It certainly isn't helping it.
That's why
it's a soundtrack for the movie.
Right. That's why, because people will blame hip hop. Hip hop definitely has stuff that they should be taken to task for.
Right.
But hip hop did not cause these problems. That's kind of what people are like, yo, it's hip hop that's causing the problem. They're the issue. And I was like, I understand it, but these issues existed before hip hop did.
What hip hop
people were selling crack and killing people in these neighborhoods and stuff before hip hop was actually a thing.
Right.
So they're not making it.
Right.
They really it's hip hop is getting birthed out of what is already happening.
Right.
So and then it reaffirms it. So that's what hip hop should be taken to task for.
The black community is filled not with just 13 to 25-year-old boys.
Right.
It is a people group that has elderly and middle-aged young people and women
and
who actually don't even listen to hip-hop like that. That will prefer other genres of music.
And that the majority of the people group are not violent.
Right.
And the majority of the people group are not committing crime.
Because that group that I pointed
even
to,
in the hood,
if you were able to remove that group from the number, violence would almost go away.
Right.
Because this is pretty much the kind of the core, the center of the problem of gang violence in the community. That age group, that gender.
Right.
But that's not the point. The point I'm making is simply hip-hop is a soundtrack to the foolishness.
Yes.
And it certainly is not helping it.
It doesn't help it at all.
And artists should be held responsible because you are still a part. Even if you can argue that hip-hop is not actually accelerating crime in neighborhoods.
They're still a part of it.
Now, let me just say this. There hasn't been a lot of work done on that. There aren't a lot of studies that actually show the increase. Because when Chief Keef said, I'm putting out this mixtape to raise the murder rate in Chicago.
Right. Which is terrible.
He laid out his hand. He said, these are my intentions. That kind of attitude, if not said explicitly, is implicit in a lot of hip hop.
Right.
Is it actually doing? A lot of folk like Bizzle, for example, would say it is doing that.
Right.
Well, there's still studies that need to come out to show the causation and not just the correlation.
Right.
But the fact of the matter,
it's certainly the soundtrack.
The fact of the matter is, it is not helping the situation.
Right.
And the fact of the matter is, these artists should be held accountable for what they're doing to the psyche of the majority culture.
Yes.
Let's say you're not hurting black communities. Let's say that you putting a song out called Murder, 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 Pimp and Sell Drugs, that actually doesn't increase any of that stuff in the black community.
Right.
Let's, for argument's sake, that that's the case. Are you not reinforcing a racist idea about black people in the mind of the greatest consumer of hip-hop, white majority culture?
Absolutely.
Are you not doing that?
Yeah. And just to let y'all know, that's what KB is saying, that because the data shows that the biggest consumers of hip-hop are majority white and suburban.
Yes.
And kids.
Yes.
Well, teens in like early 20s, even into the 30s.
Right.
They're the biggest consumers of hip-hop. And as far as listening, as far as consuming, and as far as giving their money and their dollars to it.
Yes.
And that's been like that for a very long time.
Right. Absolutely.
So yes, those raps are also influencing the majority
psyche.
Culture and what they believe about black people.
It's not just the local news that local news, which disproportionately shows black criminals.
Oh, absolutely.
Over any other race of criminals.
Well, we do that.
It's not just them. It's also the music. The music is saying, this is what the world says you are. Right. You hate education. You hate honesty and working hard. You
Right.
love to murder. You love to steal. And you love to keep your genitalia out of control.
Right.
That's what you love to do.
That's all the racist tropes about
That's
black
all
people.
the racist tropes that are false.
Right.
There's a section. I grew up in the hood, Doc.
Right.
I know that most of the people living there were honest working class people.
Right.
Who condemned through marches and protests that CNN and MSNBC never covered. They had honest protests
About black on black crime.
about crime
violence.
within the community and stopping the violence, rallies and all.
Right.
I saw all of that. Nobody was cool with that. Such and such got shot yesterday.
And I say
Well,
black
you know
on
what
black
happens.
crimes with quotation marks. Because people say the same thing about Chicago. You guys doing all this stuff. You guys don't care nothing about Chicago. Bro, there is mad
Folks
initiatives.
are being martyred over it.
Mad initiative. The mothers initiative.
The mothers were just killed. There was two mothers that were just killed.
There were two mothers that were fighting against crime
Martyred.
in Chicago, and they were killed, both of them. Not only that, but there's several other organizations in Chicago that is fighting to stop the violence. And so all of the people that keep saying, you guys talk about all of this other black on black crime stuff, but you guys don't care about black lives because you don't care about the murder that's happening in Chicago and stuff like that, is false, false, false. It's not true.